Hello everyone, my name is Kale and welcome to my channel. This video is all about me, my background, who I am and why I'm doing these videos and why I created this YouTube channel. So, I was born and grown up in Singapore and currently I've been a public speaking trainer with Speech Academy Asia, the branch in Alexandra. Before becoming a trainer, I was working as an accounts payable executive with one of the most well-known companies, and it's based in Singapore, and its headquarters is based in Beaverton. So I grew up there, and it was time for me to move away from commercial world to do something else. That's why I switched from payables to training and teaching. And shortly after quitting my job with that company, I did my own online courses on wellness and spirituality. And even though I was always with the commercial world, I had strong belief and connection with God. I would always give importance to God. I would always pray. Whether or not I've had my meals, I would give that importance to God. So that was the one thing that has always been with me, and I have always been a strong believer in spiritual healing as well. Um, so in year 2013, I had a direct um, intervention. I call it a intervention from God because I had this experience of feeling God's presence within me and around me. Some people will call this enlightenment. I'm not sure. I didn't really research so much into that. I just took note of all the um, physical experiences and what I experienced within me. So what basically happened during that time was that my psychic senses started to open and I felt very strong presence of God within me, and I saw light um, in my corner of my eyes, and when I close my eyes I would always see light. And shortly after, the archangel started to appear, the same thing within me and around me. Some people actually felt that presence, and they didn't say anything much to me, but they did along the way they did mention that to me. um, as the days when I felt very happy, and it just felt heaven. It's like living in heaven. And during that phase of time, right, it was very peculiar that whatever I asked, even though I didn't do it formally, I didn't pray and ask to God, that thing would happen. Like, and even like getting a help from somebody that I didn't even verbalize my thought, I would just look at that person, and that person would just approach me and ask me, can I help you? Or they would just know what is it that I needed at that time. So it was that powerful. And so what I did during one of those days, right, I was just thinking to myself, okay, if living with God in this manner, then how nice would it be to venture out permanently with Him? I didn't really know the meaning of it, like what it meant, but that was my interest. And I was like willing to leave everything behind. I had a dog at that time. Like I say, I really enjoyed my job in the company, in that sports company. Everybody over there, they knew it. Um, so I was willing to let go of all these things, these blessings, and just go with God. And about a month later, I was sleeping, and I was awakened by this light. It was a light that was speaking to me. I didn't know what it was saying, but by the time my consciousness was switched on, all I heard is that by that time, by then, you are supposed to be here. And my soul, right, at soul level, it said, okay, and then it's mind, body, and spirit, everything at one go, everything at one go, really. It said, okay. And I'm like, oh, consciously, I'm like, oh, okay, since everything is saying okay, then I said, okay. So I shared this story with somebody who's also on the spiritual path, and that person is not from Singapore, they are in United States. And that person said, because I thought that, oh, perhaps God is trying to tell me that you should move out from your home, or you should stay somewhere else. So that person told me that it doesn't feel like you have to physically move out from your residence, your place of stay. It literally means that you are not supposed to leave this earth. In other words, you are not supposed to depart because you have an important job. God wants you to do something important, and that job is coming. So stay behind, and you will not leave until you have done that job. You have completed your mission. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then shortly after, Archangel Gabriel appeared. She would appear many times. She sounded like more like a sister, and it's always on the left hand side. And I would see light shining over me whenever she appeared, and she would say, "You have a mission. You have a mission." She would always tell me. In reality, right, it's not just one mission, guys. Actually, God has a lot of missions for me, and I'm supposed to complete every one of them. I do know some of them, but I do not know what the rest are. As and when they come, I just have to follow and go with the flow and get it done. And yeah, with her and the other archangels, presence started to become more prominent. And at times, when I didn't know how to do certain things, in the past, my higher self or my intuition would help me. Once I've prayed, they would help me. In during that phase of time, right? There was one incident that I didn't know how to do, or I didn't know how to perceive something, and Mother Mary actually appeared, and she was like literally guiding me through. I could really hear. And along the process, then I realized that okay, this presence within me and around me is actually helping people, helping me. So if somebody needs healing, um, this presence, this God and the archangels are actually helping them to heal, if they give permission, at energetic level or at their subconscious level. um, um, yeah, so and with that, um, I came across my teacher whom I learned how to do these aura and chakra reading, healings, and to sit down and channel messages from divine. Her name is Sage Taylor Kinsley. She is from the United States, in the states of California. That was an 18 months program that I had to study and graduate eventually. Um, and through that program, I learned how to do all these healings and readings. And also, my psychic senses started to open even further, um, and I got to know my abilities. And that studies is not it's not for everyone, and it's only my that teacher, Sage, would tell me, Kale, this course is not for everyone. It's a very special course, and it's only for very special people. Then I would ask, I mean, I would ask her, really? Am I that special? Even though I had all these abilities, I would still question her. And she wasn't telling me because she wanted students, because all this have been decided even before we were born. And her number of students was meant to be a single digit, I think, for whatever she had her reasoning for that. And she is merged with Archangel Michael, and I'm not merged with God or the angels. It's just that I have very strong and deep connection with God, and their presence, God's presence, and the archangel's presence are within and around me. But I'm not really, I'm not merged with them. It's just that within and around me. So and through that, I came to know that what a few of my missions or my purpose is that I'm God's messenger, and I have to do the things that He wants me to do through healing. And I write contents, metaphysical contents, and anything and everything that He wants me to do, basically. And just few years ago, I think just 1 or 2 years ago, um, the invitation came from Jesus as well, to have a partnership with him, to do things with him and for him. So it's been a pleasure really, being with divine beings. And so far in my life, I would say that God and the angels and Jesus, they occupy my personal space more than anyone else. Um, if you ask me, it's very cool. It's a wonderful thing to be. Is it a wonderful thing to be God's channel? I will say yes and no. No, because it's not always a fun thing. Sometimes I may end up offending people. Why? Because I'm not talking to them, or I don't want to talk to them. Not that I don't want to talk to them, because simply because our energy vibrations don't match, and especially when I'm getting divine guidance as to not to associate with them so much. It's to protect me. Um, so with all this, I learned Reiki healing as well, and I became a Reiki teacher. Because teaching training is something that is within me as well as my innate ability. So very quickly, I started to teach Reiki as well. Most Reiki masters, they don't teach that quickly, at least, but for me it's like immediate. And I must say thanks to Michelle used to work in the same company as me, and I think she triggered that thing within me that it's like I should teach level 2 or level 1, something like that. So that's the other aspect of me. Um, so that's why I've come up with this YouTube channel as well, because this is also I've been nudged by my divine team to create this YouTube channel and to do all these videos. Um, okay, um, that's all, guys. Okay, I'm not a perfectionist where videos and channels are concerned, because I'm also learning. And even despite the fact that I have created courses on the online platform and it's already out there, um, so please be kind in your comments. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, that's totally fine. That's really fine. My task here is to explain why I came up with this channel and why I'm doing these videos. If not, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. And I wish you the best with love and light.